The Social Security Administration has just revealed a potentially life-changing announcement involving 3 flat-rate payments expected in April 2025, totaling $7,000 for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients. This could impact millions of Americans, and you'll want to catch every detail because it might mean serious money coming your way. But before we get into the nuts and bolts of these upcoming deposits, make sure you smash that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a major update about benefits, new payments, and financial opportunities that could make a real difference for you. Now let's dive right into what's happening, who qualifies, when you might expect these payments, and how you can prepare. Starting off, this announcement stands out because the SSA isn't just adjusting benefit amounts like they typically do. Instead, they're discussing a completely new system where funds would be divided into 3 separate deposits across April, instead of dropping one huge check all at once. This new structure could make it easier for beneficiaries to manage their money and cover expenses more smoothly throughout the month. Now, why would the SSA choose this method and timing? Several reasons. Inflation is still hitting seniors and fixed-income individuals hard. Spreading payments into 3 chunks could help people avoid blowing through one lump sum too quickly, and it promotes better month-long budgeting. It's all about helping you stretch your money effectively without sudden shortages. Here's what the current schedule looks like. The first payment could land early April, likely around April 3rd or 4th. The second deposit might come in around mid-month, near April 15th. The third and final deposit could arrive during the last week of April. By staggering the deposits, recipients can plan more efficiently without feeling overwhelmed by managing a large amount all at once. Now, about the breakdown. The total $7,000 amount would likely be split fairly evenly, roughly $2,333 per deposit. This system could also help reduce strain on banking systems and the SSA's processing system, making the rollout smoother and faster for everyone. Who's eligible for these payments? Based on early information, these deposits would be available to anyone currently receiving Social Security retirement benefits, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. However, specific eligibility details might get fine-tuned later, depending on final government rulings and any requirements tied to your benefit status. Common question: do you need to apply to get these deposits? Good news, at this point, no separate application is expected. If you're already getting Social Security, SSI, or SSDI payments, you should automatically receive these bonus deposits, just like your regular monthly benefits. That said, it's crucial to double-check your information with the SSA. Make sure your mailing address is correct. Verify your direct deposit information. Update anything that's changed recently to avoid payment issues. If you receive your benefits by direct deposit, these extra payments would go straight into your bank account. If you still receive checks by mail, you'll want to make sure your mailing address is updated to prevent any possible delays. Another big concern: will these bonus deposits affect your other benefits like SNAP, Medicaid, or Medicare? From what we know based on past special payments, these deposits would likely be treated as special income, not regular income. That means they shouldn't affect your eligibility for other programs. However, always stay tuned for official SSA guidance. And if you're worried, talk to a local caseworker just to be extra safe. Now, what if both spouses in a household receive benefits? Each eligible individual would likely receive their own separate deposits, meaning a married couple where both people qualify could bring in up to $14,000 total, a serious financial boost for the household. Let's talk taxes real quick. How will the IRS view these deposits? At this point, it looks like these funds would be treated similarly to previous special SSA payments. In other words, they might not be considered taxable income for most people. But as always, consulting a tax professional is smart if you want 100% certainty for your specific case. For SSDI beneficiaries, no need to stress. These extra deposits wouldn't affect your disability status, your monthly SSDI checks, or your Medicare eligibility. They are considered a one-time benefit, separate from your regular disability evaluation. For SSI beneficiaries, there's more good news. The SSA appears to be planning it, so these payments won't count toward your strict asset limits, at least for a certain protected period, giving you time to use the money without risking your SSI eligibility. This would let SSI recipients put the money toward vital expenses like medical needs, rent, utilities, or emergency savings without penalty. Smart planning tip. You might want to create a basic budget plan now, even before the money arrives. Divide the potential $7,000 into categories like immediate living costs, paying down debts, building an emergency fund, saving for future medical needs, home repairs, or car maintenance. By setting clear priorities ahead of time, you can stretch those deposits for maximum long-term benefit. Another question many are asking: will these special payments affect future benefit calculations or COLAs, cost of living adjustments? Answer: no. Current info says they are one-time only payments. They won't reduce your regular monthly checks, and they won't mess with future COLA increases. Your standard Social Security or SSI payments should continue unaffected after April. What about new beneficiaries? If you just started receiving Social Security benefits recently, you might be wondering if you'll still qualify. Some early hints suggest there might be a cutoff date, meaning you might need to have been actively receiving benefits before a certain point, possibly January or February 2025, to qualify for the deposits. This detail will probably get clarified as April gets closer, so keep an eye out for official updates. Security reminder: big payments attract scams. Unfortunately, the SSA will never call, text, or email you asking for personal information or fees to release your payment. If someone contacts you asking for your Social Security number or bank info, it's a scam. Always rely only on official SSA communications or their verified website. Extra notes for people who get multiple types of benefits. If you're receiving both SSDI and SSI, for example, current structures suggest you'd still only receive one set of deposits, not double payments. That could change depending on final decisions, but right now it's looking like one set per eligible individual. Looking at the bigger picture, these deposits could create major positive ripples throughout the economy. Millions of Americans receiving extra funds means more spending at local stores, restaurants, pharmacies, and home improvement businesses. This could give smaller communities a real shot in the arm financially, creating a broader recovery boost beyond just personal finances. Ideas for how you might use these funds wisely. Upgrade essential home appliances to more energy-efficient models. Handle overdue medical treatments or equipment purchases. Stock up on non-perishable groceries or household essentials. Pay off high-interest debts. Start an emergency savings account to protect against future inflation shocks. The timing here is important too. April is when spring maintenance costs often rise. Think air conditioning repairs, rising water bills, house maintenance, and these extra deposits could help cover those seasonal expenses without hurting your main budget. One more important thing for caregivers and family members. If you manage Social Security or SSI benefits for someone else as a representative payee, You'll also handle these special deposits following the same rules you already follow with their regular monthly payments. Be sure to document how the money is spent, as you would with any other benefits, especially if you have to report back to the SSA. Long-term implications. Even though this is described as a one-time payment, it could set the stage for future benefit policies. If successful, it might open the door to more flexible support programs during tough economic times, like additional relief deposits or revised COLA formulas. That's why it's critical to watch how this plays out, and why staying subscribed and informed could keep you one step ahead financially. Final reminder: if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe, like this video to help others find it, and leave a comment if you have any questions about the deposits, or share how you plan to use your extra funds if and when they arrive. I'm always checking the comments and will answer as many as possible in future update videos. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay ready, because April 2025 could bring an exciting and much-needed boost to your financial situation. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next update.